What is going on YouTube? Will Bolick hanging out, having fun right up here in Madvapes in Knoxville, Tennessee, the good old Knox Vegas. This video is going to be one that I'm going to expand on a lot more later and kind of progress through different phases of vaping. But this is going to be kind of an entry-level, frequently asked questions, kind of Q&A style deal. I've got a good list of some stuff that I want to go over, some different troubleshooting techniques and things that you can do to your device to see why it's not working properly. So, before we can start doing some frequently asked questions, we have to understand what goes on inside of your tank. What actually makes this thing work? So, to do this, I've got a nice little Kanger sub tank. It's simple, it's easy. Nothing really, major components. We'll get into some more complex stuff later on down the road. But for now, we're going to start basic and simple. So what I've done is I've disassembled the tank and I've taken the replaceable coil out. So now if you look where your replacement coil goes together, down there, you see that contact? That contact goes from the bottom of your coil to the top of your 510 connection on your device. So this is where your of course your main point of contact is. And that's for the one of the big issues sometimes is, hey man, my device won't fire. Why won't it fire? I don't understand. I just bought it. It's brand new. Why isn't it working? Take the tank apart. Oh, look, you've got another turn and a half on your replaceable coil head. Wasn't making contact. Always make sure, there's no need to crank down on this thing or really, over tighten it or anything like that. Hand tight is sufficient. There's no need, we don't have to over tighten anything. It's contact is contact. And we put that into your tank, and of course, it feeds and makes it work. So that's going to be, if your device is not firing and you don't know why, this is going to be your first step. Make sure that your coil head is seated incorrectly, you've got good contact, and good contact to the 510 connection on the top of your device. And then when you do, it'll vape. Another big thing, I get people, they'll get a new device and they'll come back in a week and a half or 2 weeks or so and they're like, hey man, listen, this thing's leaking, it's tasting, like garbage, it's dry hitting. What's going on? It hasn't leaked the whole time I've had it till just now. Your replacement coil head has gone bad. These guys do need to be replaced about every 2 weeks. If you run them harder, sometimes you got to replace them more frequently. But if you're having leaking issues out of a tank that you haven't had any leaking issues out of, change out your coil. Most of the time that's going to fix your issue. Oh, let's see what's next. Check Addy. Alright, Check Addy is a common warning device on your regulated devices that'll tell you, hey, something's not right. That's when you're going to revert to making sure that your coil head is good and firmly in place and making good contact. But you also want to look at the top of your device, the 510 connection right up top. Right there. Alright, so, mine is a little juicy. Having the old Cleto rebuildables been doing its thing. It's all good. But if that little 510 connection in there is collapsed or all the way down, most of these are going to be spring loaded, so you can take a ceramic tweezer, push on it, make sure that that spring hasn't collapsed. That could cause a check atomizer setting. So check Addy, check your connection here and check your connection here. Make sure that's good to go. And if you're still having issues, replace the coil. Most of the time that'll fix your problem. No atomizer found, kind of the same thing. It says no Addy. Check your connections, make sure life is good. Liquid discoloration. I get a lot of questions from folks, on a daily basis. Hey man, listen, when I first bought this fluid, it was clear, and now it's kind of amber and brown. What's happening there? Could be a couple of different things. Of course, steeping your liquid over time, just letting it sit, will, cause some darkening to happen, especially if it has nicotine involved. The higher nicotine strength that you're using, the darker that liquid's gonna be. If you leave it in, leave your nicotine liquid in direct sunlight, it can cause that nicotine to oxidize and your liquid will turn kind of brown, nasty, almost motor oil lookingish. Don't vape that. That is not good stuff to vape. Do not leave your liquids in your car in direct sunlight. Leaving your mod in your car could lead to some catastrophic things. Battery issues, battery safety concerns there. Your tank will leak. The liquid, of course, as it gets warmer, it's going to get thinner and it's going to leak out of your tank. Don't leave anything e-cig related in the hot car, in the car, period. Weak battery, you know, you've been firing on your device for a little while. You're running it at 105 watts. And you got about half battery left. And you go to fire it, and it gives out halfway. Gives you this weak battery flash. And it's telling you that, you know, we'll fire, but only at like 20 watts or 30 watts, not the full 105 you're asking for. Change your batteries. Charge your batteries. You know, that's, you know, it's the device protecting itself from overexerting that chipset and causing something bad to happen. Weak battery, you know, even if you are at half battery, most of your devices, especially your Pioneer for You, your IPv series, any of those Yeehee chips, they've got a lot of what they call battery sag on those chipsets. And when you fire your device, you'll see your battery level go from half down to, you know, almost nothing. Completely normal. It's a completely normal function of the chipset, and yes, it will cause you to not be able to fire at higher wattages even though you've got a half a battery life. Charge your batteries. It'll fix it every time. I promise. Let's see. We've gone over, you know, if you're getting a burnt nasty hit, of course, change your coil. Always, always, always clean your device. If you're having issues and your e-cig's not happy, clean it. Take you a Q-tip, you know, a paper towel, some rubbing alcohol, some, you know, if you've got a mechanical tube, a copper or brass tube, take some polish to it. Never Dull Mother's Mag polish, the Monster polishing cloths that we have here in the store are absolutely phenomenal. It's a one-step polishing process that is absolutely amazing. A clean device is a happy device. So, if you're having issues, clean it. That's step one. Take everything apart, disassemble it, make sure everything that is, you know, your coil heads are set in the right place, making sure that your top 510 connection on your device is clean and good to go. Clean them. E-cigs like attention. The better you treat your e-cig, the better your e-cig is going to treat you. And just, you know, if you ever have any questions, there's a lot of helpful resources out there. You can always come up to the shop. You can call us. You know, you can turn to the electronic cigarette forum for the e-cig forum for advice. You know, there's so many outlets. YouTube's a great one. Hopefully you guys are utilizing this and watching me run my mouth. That'd be awesome. There's so many resources of information, good quality information out there. Don't be scared to ask somebody. A lot of people get intimidated, you know, like, man, you know, this guy at the shop, Will, he's been vaping for a long time, and, you know, I don't want to seem like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I have a lot of questions. Don't be scared to ask questions. There's lots of good information, and any good e-cig retailer, you know, any vape shop should honestly be more than willing to answer your questions. Don't be scared to ask. I get that one a lot. You know, this is information that you don't really use anywhere else besides vaping. Don't be scared to ask. It is good. Had a little pineapple dream out of the Madvapes Max today. Absolutely enjoying life. And you know, that kind of leads me into the next set of questions that I've got that I get asked a lot. You know, especially from new vapors. Hey, Will, listen, man. You know, I'm really liking this device that you got me, but it's making me cough. It's not comfortable to use. You know, what's going on? What's happening? All right, so when you first quit smoking cigarettes, even if you were to quit smoking cold turkey, you would go through about a week and a half period of just coughing stuff up, clearing out those damaged lungs that we all had from smoking cigarettes. And it's just, you know, it's going to be a little uncomfortable in the beginning. I tell people all the time, hey man, listen, I understand the first week of vaping can be a little rough. But if you're, you know, like, listen, I'm tired of this. I'm ready for a traditional cigarette. I can't do this anymore. Spend 5 more minutes with your e-cig. 5 more minutes with this guy. If you still want a traditional cigarette, you're a grown person. By all means, make your own life decisions. But give it a chance. It's okay. It happened to me the first week I started vaping, you know, way back in the day, 2011. It was hard. You know, I didn't have all these avenues of information back in the day, and I thought I was doing something wrong. But come to find out, I was just experiencing what every new vapor experiences. So give it some time. And, you know, you do have some damaged lungs from smoking cigarettes. I think that's a known fact, and I'm not by any means trying to relegate any health issues or anything like that. But, you know, the beginning stages of vaping, you will experience a little bit of discomfort in your throat when you're starting to vape. Just stick with it. Stick with it. Another thing that could play into it, making sure that you have the right nicotine strength. You know, there are various levels of nicotine for a reason. Some people don't need as much as others. Some people need a lot more than others. You know, and you can kind of really figure out really quickly early on where you need to be. So if you're using, you know, a 12 milligram in a sub-ohm tank, yeah, I'm not going to be able to vape that either. You know, it's very uncomfortable. So make sure that you buy the appropriate nicotine strength e-liquid for the products that you're using. And of course, we'll always be able to help you guys out with that. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Guys, if you have some more frequently asked questions that you'd like us to go over in our next video, please put them in the comment section down below. I'll be more than glad to address those as they pop up. Guys, please be safe out there. Always stay blessed. And let's remember to keep it cloudy. Please like and subscribe this video. Share it around to your buddies. And like I said, if you guys have any more questions, put them right down there in the comment section, and we'll make sure that we get to them. My name's Will Bolick. We're up here at the Madvapes in Knoxville, Tennessee. Guys, have a blessed day. Keep it cloudy.